What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bulletproof Mindset. Today is a reaction video, and this is the first of many. Now, today I'm reacting to a video that popped up on my YouTube feed. I was just sitting scrolling, and I noticed this video from Iron Will titled "My First Week on a Bodybuilding Diet." Now, the video struck me because it just looked like a normal chap, not your typical kind of influencer bodybuilding sort of style. So I decided to click on it, and one thing that I was drawn to most was the comment section. So what I thought we'd do is react to the video together. I'll give you my opinion as a personal trainer and coach who help everyday average people get into shape, but more importantly, live a healthier and stronger lifestyle. That's what it's all about. And this one caught my attention because bodybuilding, as many of you may know, is more of I would say, an unhealthy pursuit for most of us average Jill and Joes that just want to get in good shape, just want to feel better, feel stronger, feel more mobile. So that's why I originally came across this. So let's dive into it. So first things first, before we actually go into this, right? The comment section of this was, in fact, we'll come to the comment section at the end. So let's just get into the video.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and it's been a little bit of a while since I've last been able to do like videos like this, but over the last week I decided, you know what, instead of like trying to like fight it, trying to like cut down on weight was such a huge, and I mean a huge uphill struggle, and it left me kind of like a little bit up in the air about what the hell I was doing and where the hell I was going.
Okay, so first things first then. We got someone who is looking to go on a bodybuilding diet, and this isn't someone that hasn't tried diets before. It sounds like this chap here has struggled with the whole cutting weight. And it's a thing that many of us struggle with, right? It's the biggest hurdle that I see every single one of my clients face. And let's be honest, going into a fat loss phase to lose weight is fucking hard, man, right? So it's no wonder that so many people kind of struggle with this first hurdle, but more importantly, really struggle with staying consistent with it. So let's kind of go on to see why.
So, as opposed to that, I've actually almost gone in the opposite direction. You hear a lot about people who go on like weight loss journeys and all that good stuff, but no, this is actually going to be, well, the story of actually like bulking up. I'm not cutting. Is it just called bulking?
Okay, so I love this. Bodybuilding at its finest, right? Bodybuilding has fucking taken over the fitness space, and we've got people like this young guy here that is kind of assuming that the bulking side of things, him going to gain muscle, change the shape of his body, and just get massive. It's fucking hilarious. I love how bodybuilders just changed the whole perception of what bulking means. Now, I don't know if he actually gets into this in a sec, but bulking essentially is probably more commonly referred to now as a gaining phase. This is where someone gradually gains weight, and little of that weight is fat, and majority of that weight is muscle.
Or something like that. I'll certainly find out when the time comes. But the point is that during this last 2 weeks, it started. The story began 2 Fridays ago when I went into Eldon Square, and I know about like this place that did like a lot of protein powder and stuff like that. Basically, it was designed for people who like
protein. We fucking love protein. I don't know where he's going with this, but protein powder basically is for who? Tell me.
Wanted to start like actual like serious bodybuilding, and I got like a couple of things like.
Oh man, I'm telling you, bodybuilding has been the best and the worst thing that's happened to the fitness space. Look, I've done a bodybuilding show. Bodybuilding is what got me into this fitness game, and is why I became a coach, but I've trained 0 people for bodybuilding shows. The whole journey that I'm on is to help as many people as I can get healthier, get stronger, and more importantly, get into the gym and lift weights. I think that every single person on this planet should be lifting weights. But we have more gyms than ever, we have more information than ever, yet we still got people who are struggling to get fitter, stronger and healthier. And why is that? And it's because of things like the marketing that goes into bodybuilding or the marketing that goes into fitness. Protein powder is not just for people that want to get jacked and strong. So let's see what protein powder I ended up buying.
Specifically for the occasion, and it's kind of almost been a lifeline for me ever since. First of all, it's the first time I've actually ever invested in one of these metallic bottles, which you know how these things work. They've got like a little sieve type thing in the top, and you just you shake it around, and protein powder gets mixed up with water inside, and that's kind of where it would almost...
Okay, side note, my favourite tip that I've given to every single client is, you know, the old plastic shakers that you used to get rid of them. Invest in what he said there, one of those metallic ones. It's game changing. They clean easier, they keep longer, and it also, I don't know, like see the protein powder or shakes or smoothies that you end up making, it's just so much better to digest, or so much better to consume, should I say.
Almost always begins and ends, but once I got two other things while I was on this expedition. The first is Carb X, Fruit Burst, they called it. They say it's Fruit Burst, but I had like 2 shakes of this a couple of days ago, not during the same...
Okay, so I've not watched this whole video yet, and this is where, as a coach, I'm not quite sure the reason why he's got this. So straight away, this is red flag number 1. This is where supplement companies and, let's be honest, fucking supplement shops, they will talk you a good game to get more sales from you. Most people don't even need protein powder. There's definitely a use for it, but definitely don't need a carb source or an intra-carb workout. I don't know if that's what this is, but let's find out.
In day and stuff like that, I only have like 1 shake a day. But this thing, for whatever... This, ladies and gentlemen, I will just be completely honest with you, it tastes like strawberry milk doused in water. It is one of the... it's one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth. But at the same time, I think it just...
Let's go back.
It's one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth. But...
So I think it's just a carb supplement. It's just a way of getting more carbs in. Now, it's mad that these supplements exist. They're generally just a con. You can have a packet of rice. You can have a fucking wrap. You can have the foods that you actually enjoy instead of, like, he's saying that how disgusting it tastes. And most of the time, these things taste disgusting. And if it tastes good, then more energy is went into making that taste better than the actual product and the quality of the product itself. So it's just, man, it does my head in. But anyway...
At the same time, I think it just about did its job, because I don't know why, I kind of felt just a little bit like better for whatever reason, and I think that just had more to do with the fact of what I was doing at the gym. But I'll get to that.
Yeah, so you can be tricked into. There's a placebo effect with everything, right? You can give someone a drink, and it can be. In fact, take Space Jam, right? Space Jam. If you're not familiar with the film, I know it's a film at the end of the day, but it highlights an important factor. The brain is so powerful that we can trick it into thinking or making us feel good. I ask my clients to track a variety of different things, and we don't want to change too much at the start of a journey, because then we don't know what's working. So someone changes their sleep, they change their nutrition, they increase the intensity of the workouts, they hit their steps, they change 3 different meals throughout the day, and then the response the next day is, I'm feeling much better. It could be a combination of all of them, or we can go through the process of elimination and changing one little small things to see what impact it can make. Some of these carb drinks, is worth highlighting, can have a huge amount of, obviously the carb source, but it can have a good amount of fibre, and most people don't get fibre. And fibre, all that does is really, it helps with their bowel movements, it helps with their digestion, and that can help with their bloatiness, that sluggish feeling. And I would go as far as saying is that combination with a gym session, it's generally that simple of like how you can get this dopamine hit or this feel good endorphins. That's really my guess there.
In a second, there was only one other thing I got, and this is the big one. This is what I had to show you, and well, literally, I tried to move thing and I nearly knocked the entire setup over. It's called Mutant Extreme, Mutant Dark Extreme, and it is, well, as you might suspect, it's nearly, how many kilos did they say this was when I bought it? It's nearly, how many?
Oh man, you know what? See, whoever sold him these products, you should do better. I honestly think we need to start regulating supplement stores more, because as a coach who helps everyday people like you get fitter, get stronger, get more confidence in the gym, you do not need a fucking mass gainer. The thing with these mass gainers are they put a ton of buzzwords on the fucking labels to make you think that you're gaining mass. I'll come on to it in a sec, man. This poor guy's been absolutely scammed. Not scammed, like there's value in this product, but based off what I've heard so far, there's very few people that need this. In fact, there's only one characteristic of individuals who need this, and that is men or women who find it hard to gain weight in general. This would be someone who is consuming a shit ton of calories. Usually this person has ADHD, they're very jittery, very footery, they have a high intensity fucking lifestyle, and they are stick thin. They struggle to gain any mass whatsoever. It's a scam. Mass gainers are just a scam. It's just protein powder with a shit ton of fucking shit put in it that makes you go to the toilet and have liquid shit.
How many kilos did they say this was when I bought it?
It's like 5 kilos, man.
It's like, but basically, it was like a 9 kilo bag that I basically almost hoid all the way back home. And well, obviously I got bus on that, but you got to get off the stop and you got to like drag this all the way to the village, and then you get to your front door, and it's just sort of been laying in my room for the last 9 days now. And
well, man,
I think it's about.
You just know this poor guy's experience. He's gonna see a bodybuilding diet, right? Or let's go back a sec, right? This chap here, he's went, you know what, I'm struggling to lose weight. What should I do? Who should I look to? Let's look at some of the best physiques in the space. Bodybuilders, yeah, they've got all their shit figured out. What do bodybuilders do? Oh, they take this mass gainer, buy this. He's going to go home, he's going to take one of these scoops, and he's going to be instantly on the toilet thinking, yeah, man, this is just a sacrifice that I need to make. This is why I think bodybuilding has done more harm than good. Yes, it might have inspired a shit ton of people to get into the gym, but they are not the healthiest individuals that we have in this space.
Like a third empty now. It's a triple chocolate flavour as well. So I must say as well, because I'm not even like even a big milkshake drinker when I was like a kid. But this is like really going some right here. You can see,
look, I don't know if you can see in the video, but you can see the powder coming out. Like, you just know that it's so chemically enhanced that much process that goes into this. It's not good for you, man. It ain't good for you. Protein powders are a fantastic invention that the human race has came up with. It's a great tool, but it shouldn't be something that we rely on for a diet.
There we go. We put that out of the way for now. So usually what I've done for like because I was like so serious about actually putting this, because I understand that literally you're like almost intaking nearly 3,000, like nearly 1,500 calories extra a day when you like take this stuff. So during the last week, I've been going to the gym twice a day. Like first thing in the morning.
I'm genuinely lost for words. Genuinely am. Each to their own. Do what the fuck you want to do. But I just know at the bottom of my heart, this is someone that's already struggled to get consistency in the gym. They've already struggled to get consistency with their health and fitness. They've turned to bodybuilding as the answer to their dream physique or their dream fitness goals. And it's this sort of all or nothing mentality. I see people like this every single day. Do you know where they are in 6 months' time? Back to square one. In fact, they're worse off because they've gained more weight, they've gained more fat, they're And they now have this perception of, yeah, that bodybuilding diet, that just doesn't work for me, because they went through a very biased experience and thought, nah, that's just, it's just something I can't do. And they just write themselves off as someone who can't get fit or can't lose the weight. And it's because this shit right here, they're so, we honestly need to do better from the fitness space. As coaches, we generally need to do better. It's something I'm so passionate about, to communicate better information around how to go about your fat loss journey, how to go about your health journey, how to get stronger, fitter and healthier for the long term, not just for a short window. And that's why I hate mass gainers or hate shakes, because if you need that to lose the weight, then most likely if you don't change any fundamental behaviours, once you run out of protein powder or you get bored and sick of it, then guess what? You're going to relapse, and you're going to relapse hard.
Morning, and then I would like come home. Well, I would either go to, morning. I've been going to the gym twice a day. Like first thing in the morning, and then.
So first thing first, good, well done getting up first thing in the morning. It proves that you have the ability to do this.
I would like come home. Well, I would either go to, depending if I had time off or not, I would either rest for an hour, make some videos here and there, and then go back out to the gym like later that afternoon.
So man's like pure committed to the fucking influencer life. I'd love to find out like who he's looking to for, one, inspiration, but two, information, because man, we need to really kind of assess the information that's been kind of portrayed here.
Or when I had work, and depending on what shift I was on, I would go first thing in the morning. So we're talking about like 6 a.m. Stay at the gym for about like 90 minutes, come home, have breakfast, and then literally go to work, and then come back and go back to the gym at about 8:30 and stay there until closing, until 10 o'clock. So it's been...
So brother is ranking up 4 hours of gym time. Did he say every day?
Basically 3 hours of hard work and graft while I'm there. And when I say hard graft, I mean like actual hard graft, because, and say with me now, ladies and gentlemen, the sort of exercises I've decided, I have done more weightlifting, I have done more chest work, I've done more like actual leg work, back work, and actual stuff for my shoulders, probably more than I've ever done in my entire life. The thing for my shoulders is a bit more understandable, because for those not in the know, I've got a huge...
Right, so first things first. More does not mean better. More does not mean quicker. And I know that doesn't make sense, because you think if you drive faster, you get to the destination quicker. When it comes to the human body and physiologically, how we have evolved as humans and how our body works, more stress on our body does not mean quicker results. It means, if anything, quicker adaptations. Our body adapts to anything that we do. This chap here working out 3 hours in the gym is genuinely waste of time. Doing bodybuilding style of splits, there's an element of enjoying it, which I understand. It's going to drive him there. It may be seen as a hobby, but a majority of that time spent in the gym is genuinely wasted effort. It's wasted energy, because all it's going to do is damage the muscle beyond repair, no matter what nutrition you do. Two, it's going to make you sore on the next day, so you're then not going to move as much, and then you're going to delay the next day's workout, and you're just going to fuck yourself up. You genuinely are just going to fuck yourself up more.
Metal plates in my shoulder,
and he's got an injury.
It's there because literally, if I break this again, the entire arm has to come off. So I'm not particularly prepared to go through the rest of my life with one arm.
Then, like, working out 3 years in the gym, like, we need to be smarter. There's tons of like red flags throughout this process. Like, right, here's how I would train you if I was a client.
Even if I got like a robot, an artificial arm or anything like that, I'm not about that. So it's been gentle going more than anything, but hey, it's actually quite a lot more than I felt like I had before. A
quote I love when it comes to the best analogy or the best kind of way to reframe how do you apply intensity when it comes to working out? You want to do the least amount possible to elicit the most amount of change, right? every one of my clients, when we start programming for them, I do like 2 sets, full body splits, a couple of times a week. That right there, that kind of 2 sets per muscle group or per movement pattern, should I say, 6, 7 exercises, that small amount of work really gets this driving force of confidence, of encouragement, of feel-good dopamine hits in shorter and lesser time. So if we can do more, just because we can do more doesn't mean we necessarily should do more. It's all about doing as least amount possible to elicit most amount of change, because guess what? That workout, let's make an argument that workout is the best workout for him just now. What will happen over time is his body will get used to that. And then where do you go? You have to go a 3-hour workout to a 4-hour workout. It's not practical. It genuinely isn't practical. And there's already a time constraint. You get into the gym twice within a day is just nuts. If you ain't a high-performing athlete, I'm not saying you need to be one, but like, there's more to life. There's more to life than spending time within the gym.
I've done more abdominal crunches as well, and I'm not even going to joke around, ladies and gentlemen, but actually the beginnings of it are like starting to like...
Okay, so we got a physique shot here, right?
Really like, I don't know if it just like playing things up and stuff.
Right, so, by no means necessary is this the most deconditioned man that you've ever seen in your life, right? There is excess body fat there that generally could be lost, that can be lost, but I can understand that. I would imagine that this guy has attempted several fat loss phases before and not really gotten anywhere, seen this little short-term results and then this plateau where it's been a fucking firefight to see any changes in his physical shape. So I understand why he's going on what's quote-unquote a bulk. I actually think it's a really good strategy to go on a journey of focusing on increasing muscle mass. But let's see what he's got to say.
If you like just fell across there, or even just like to the side, you could sort of see where it's like meant to be taking shape.
Right, so this is all off of like doing many crunches. Doing crunches themselves and working out for a week or whatever, you're going to see some interesting changes. There's a lot of psychological kind of thought that goes into this ab side of things. When you do crunches, you see, oh, I feel tighter. So it's a good response that that's happening, but it's a combination of everything. You're moving your body, you're working out, you're kind of following a restricted diet. You're not going to see abs come through if you go on an extreme bulk and you consume 1,500 more calories than you should be.
And in all seriousness, I'm very, very...
Another thing, it's massively overlooked here. I fucking love the confidence, right? I love the confidence to kind of whip your top off and go, here, this is how I look, and I actually think things are starting to change. That is awesome. Because the amount of people I come across that are so scared to look themselves in the mirror or assess themselves in the mirror, it's quite frightening, in fact, so commend you for that.
Proud of like what I've managed to do.
Yeah, and so you should be.
And while I know fine well there's like a lot more work to go into this, I am very, very proud to admit the fact that actually even getting myself to this point, because here's the thing, and I'm sure you guys are going to understand, drinking like protein shakes is one thing. Actually being motivated to go to the gym and to put myself through the ringer is another. And that's like the thing that no shake could possibly give you, ladies and gentlemen. It can't give you the responsibility to care for your own well-being. That's something you absolutely have to, it's on your shoulders, ladies and gentlemen. And it's had to be on my shoulders, my slightly fragile shoulders as well. So that's what I have to like emphasize is to look after yourself, consult and go reach out to people who do this who have done like bodybuilding for years, and see exactly like sort out a plan, sort about a diet, sort out what to do so that you know you're doing the right thing and you're not doing any damage to yourself, because the last thing we want is for people to get hurt and for people to get fixated on this sort of thing. It's a very, very easy does it sort of approach. I'm not aiming to, turn into Schwarzenegger overnight, because this thing is going to take months, if not years, to perfect. But It's one day at a time. So thank all of you guys for listening, and I will see all of you guys again next time. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
Oh man, poor soul. So look, firstly, I think overall, you can be a very harsh critic on this, but we got someone who is looking to change their health for the better, right? And that's fucking awesome. Like, it's worth trying, right? There's only one thing that really guarantees failure when it comes to this, and this is giving up completely. So I love the fact that he's doing something. The reason I was drawn to this video mainly was because of the comments. The comments were quite ruthless, right? So let's go through some of them. It's always faceless accounts as well, right? So first things first, whatever hate gets thrown your way, fuck the hate. I think understand hate and criticism, and I think there's a couple of comments getting commented on this video that are coming from a place of love and a place of kind of experience, but see, unless it's an actual coach and a personal trainer that understands everyday life challenges, I don't think I think everybody's going to have an opinion, really, including myself, right? You could maybe take some of the things that I've said and you can maybe see some value in them, but the rest of them you can go, here, what does he know? He's not a bodybuilder, he's not fucking jacked like this guy over here. When it comes to fitness, the biggest and strongest and most shredded individuals on the planet don't necessarily have the keys to the information, right? Some of the best coaches in the space, you would kind of look them up and down. They wouldn't place in the top 10. They wouldn't place in the top 100 bodybuilders. Someone's physique isn't really a true reflection of the knowledge and the experience that they have. That being said, a good coach and a good personal trainer should still be living by some of the standards that they're preaching. So, am I strong? Am I healthy? Am I fit? Have I got a good relationship with food? My friends, my family, my social life? Yes, right. So you want to take all of that into account. So let's go through some of these comments. So I've got a fucking paragraph here. Right. Hello, I have been training for 10 years and know a bit about the whole bulking, cutting and muscle building topic. Don't feel attacked, but you're overweight, which means you are already bulked up enough to over the limit of a bodybuilder. If I were you, I wouldn't take liquid carbs, CarbX. So I agree with that. I don't think you need liquid carbs. You generally could just have a meal that really satiates and fills you up more, right? That you generally could. I don't know what the calorie consumption is on the back of this or how many calories that you're trying to hit. But see, at the end of the day, let's not overcomplicate this. If you want to bulk, which I think is a good strategy, I wouldn't call it a bulk because I think that's got negative connotations around it, but call this a gaining phase. This phase of your training, you want to get stronger, you want to get more confident in the gym, you want to feel better in yourself, and you want to gain muscle, right? They're the 4 things that you want to gain from this gaining phase. In a gaining phase, you need more calories, right? Forget surplus, calorie deficit, all of that. You just want to be fed enough that you don't feel hungry. That's where I would start. Now, whatever that looks like in terms of food consumption is entirely up to you, but I would have whole foods. I would stick to the same structure and make sure that the only thing that you're tracking is a 2-to-1 ratio of body weight. So if you weigh 100 kilos, I'd want you to consume 2 grams of protein, and that's really it. Keep the food more or less the same. Keep it structured from day to day. Have a protein shake if you want. A mass gainer, though, is just going to keep you on the toilet for longer. Whole foods is better. It can be a wee bit more expensive. It's a little bit trickier, but just don't overcomplicate it. Just stick to the same foods. Keep them semi-whole foods as best you can, which would be like things that aren't processed or ultra-processed or have a ton of ingredients in them, and enjoy that. In the gym, focus on just getting stronger, just getting an extra rep in whatever muscle group it is, or really this comes down to programming, which is a whole other topic in itself, but you don't need the liquid carbs. Same with the mass gainer. This guy says the mass gainer is because you should lose weight, not gain, right? So this is where I don't agree with, right? It's up to you what you want to do. Just because this person's like, don't feel attacked, but you're overweight. Okay, you might be considered as overweight. From the physique shots, there's definitely body fat that can be lost there, but that doesn't mean you need to go down that route straight away. If you focus on a quote-unquote gaining phase, you will see tremendous weight loss without even trying to do that. I have got hundreds of clients that I've taken through a gaining phase. In fact, this is the first thing I do with clients. I get them not to focus on the weight loss side of things. I get them consistent eating high amounts of protein, get them consistent eating calories that they're comfortable eating, getting them stronger in the gym, and albeit the weight might not change in the scales, but their body composition does. They see inches lost off their waist. They see inches lost off their arms because they're gaining muscle. They're so new to this process. And going on what I've watched on your video, you can experience this too. Your body fat percentage is probably over 35%, which is not healthy for you, which will only gain weight faster, feel more uncomfortable in your body. My tip is go to the gym at least 3-4 times a week, train each muscle group once a week, stay in a calorie deficit of 5 to it's just like I'm pretty sure you know all of this, right? We know that I would think that you've attempted this before and you've tried the whole calorie deficit side of things. You've tried to go to the gym consistently and it's a thing that you struggled with and you thought, right, you know what, I'll go on a bulk because eating less calories makes me feel uncomfortable. There's a real uncomfortable feeling when we cut weight or we cut calories. It's not nice. It doesn't feel good. And that's probably why you went down the option of this kind of weight loss, this weight gain. Yeah, the comments in this is just, it's a combination of people trying to help you. It's a combination of people being very naive to the human psychology or just human nature. Like you are someone that hasn't been brought up through fitness. Or I'm assuming, sorry, you haven't been brought up through fitness, so it's very easy for people to just throw judgment straight away. But there's also a lot of encouragement, which I think is awesome. I'm going to go against majority of the comments who are saying, do not go in a bulking phase. As I said, don't call it a bulking phase, but definitely go into a gaining phase for at least 4 to 6 weeks. What that's going to do is get you comfortable with gaining structure, gaining a little bit more understanding about what foods agree with you, what foods don't agree with you, and also allow you to iron out the most important part of this, consistency. If you can't be consistent having more food or more food to play with, then how on earth are you going to be consistent when food is taken off the table? No pun intended there. So that's why I think from a strategy side of things, you're on the right track. I just think there needs to be a little bit more guidance given in terms of what to do, what should you do in terms of your programming, what should you do in terms of your food. That can open a whole can of worms. And look, if you see this video, I'd love to help. I genuinely would love to take care of the programming for you or give you a little bit more guidance if you're willing to kind of go through that completely free of charge as well. I just think you're someone that most people can relate to. There's so many people like yourself that are wanting to make changes, but see the whole bodybuilding, see the whole effort and graft that needs to go into this sort of weight loss journey or fat loss journey or transformation journey and just think, nah, fuck it, I can't do that. And that isn't the only way that you need to do it. So first interesting reaction video. Definitely really proud of this guy kind of throwing content. I think his name must be Will, Iron Will. Great that you're creating a video. It's going to keep you accountable. It's going to have this external validation to kind of make sure that you're showing up on a daily, weekly, hourly, monthly basis, whatever you want to call it. But more importantly, do it because it's for you, right? Don't give in to the external fucking stigma or social media or try and be someone that you're not. Do it for you. So with that being said, if you like today's video, I've got a ton of information-based podcast episodes with guests, with myself, cutting through the bullshit of fitness and getting straight to the point with getting you guys healthier, fitter and stronger. Until next time, I'll see you soon.